So if you're looking to increase the show up rate to your sales calls and from your sales calls to your demo calls so you can sign more clients for your agency, then this is the video for you, because I sat a demo on Monday last week and I sat there on the Zoom call waiting for the guy to turn up. He didn't turn up. He completely ghosted me. He has not responded since, and it's been a week of constant follow-ups. And quite frankly, I don't know where the fuck the guy is, because he said he was really looking forward to this demo call because he wanted to find out exactly how we can help his business. We qualified him through a discovery call and everything was fine, you know. It went exactly as planned, as it always does in regards to the system and the things that we have in place. He ticked the boxes very well, and it was a very good prospect to speak with and to sell to. And I genuinely believed that I could help the guy and his business. But he didn't turn up. So what did I do? I looked at that and I took that as an opportunity to improve my whole system and ensure my show up rate is even higher than it currently is. So I took to Instagram, I posted a story. If you're not already following me on there, then drop me a follow. And I asked everybody what they do to improve show up rates and how can I improve show up rates. I didn't give any info into what I already am doing in regards to the agency and the back end systems to have high show up rates from either lead to discovery call or from discovery call to demo call. But I just really wanted to pick everybody's brains. So I posted in a couple of group chats that I'm in the agency space. I posted on my Instagram story, and I had a load of people message me with their ideas, with things that have worked for them, with things that haven't worked for them. And I thought I would just share them in this video, because why the fuck not? I think everybody can learn from one another, and a lot of the times these groups and these communities are behind closed doors, and hopefully I can take these pieces of information and give them to you completely for free in a YouTube video. So the first thing you want to look at is the timeline from sale to lead, or from lead to sale, however you want to look at it. I guess the start is here and then obviously here. Ideally, this needs to be as short as possible. So from the moment they come into the system, whether it's your CRM, whether it's pen and paper, whether it's somebody that's just rang you, whatever it is, ideally CRM, obviously, is going to be high level, because 95% of people in the agency space just use high level now. Anyway, the second step of this is the discovery call. So this is how I do it. Now, most agencies do it like this because it just works, it makes sense, but sometimes people do one call close, and I understand why, because then if you do one call, rather than having it two steps where you've basically got the two steps that I've just shown you, you literally just have one thing where it's, for example, the demo call, and then you can actually have the discovery call together. So you can have the discovery and demo call at the same time. So the time from the lead coming in to the sale actually happening is a lot shorter, the span is a lot shorter, and we know that time kills deals, especially in sales, especially when you're doing things like what we're doing. So it's maybe worth having a try and having a look at and implementing, but we're going to just talk about the standard two-step close or two-call close, whatever you want to call it, where somebody comes in as a lead and you have a discovery call, which is here. I'll just put DISC and then I'll just put demo here, so you know exactly what I'm on about. Discovery call, demo call, and then obviously the sale. So your lead can really come in multiple different channels. You'll probably have your own channels that work well for you. You probably have organic, maybe your website, or maybe for better, actually let's just put organic search. I mean, there's so many different channels a lead can come through, especially for an online agency, but we'll just name some of the most common ones. Paid ads. Okay, so you'll have your referrals, you'll have your content, you'll have your cold outreach, your paid ads, and you'll have your organic search, I guess you could say, maybe your website, right? All of these are essentially going to drive leads to your business. We're not going to talk about the efforts of all these and what you could be doing to improve the leads that come through and the quality of these leads. If you want me to talk about that, I can definitely make a separate video on that. But what we're trying to focus on is, as soon as somebody becomes a lead, the speed to this discovery call is super important, and that is what determines whether they're going to show up or not. If you leave them in the high level, or let's just say CRM, if you leave them in the CRM for longer than 10 to 15 minutes without any contact, they're going to massively drop off. It's the same thing when you're running ads for your clients, then you're running Facebook ads. The speed to lead is super important. It's the same thing from here to here. You need to get to them as soon as possible. You need to have a conversation. Once you have their details, hit them with a couple of different things. SMS plus email. Straight away, just send them an email and an SMS saying thanks for submitting your information, whether they've done that through your website, whether they've just come through a form or a funnel, however you've built out your paid ads. Maybe you've sent them a link to your website through your cold outreach. Maybe they've seen your content on Instagram or whatever it is, okay? Regardless of how they came into this, and regardless which channel or which, I guess, lane they've come in through, they've become a lead. What you want to do is you want to send them a confirmation straight away. And I know it's pretty basic shit, but people still don't do that. What you need to do is send them an SMS and an email saying thank you straight away. It's good that if you're going to be texting them, it's super, super useful to pre-frame them with the number that you're going to text them from. For example, if you're running a funnel for paid ads, and they've just completed a form on Facebook or however they've come through, probably running paid ads on Facebook, at the end of the form where they've submitted their information, just pre-frame them by saying, we're going to text you from this phone number, keep an eye out. Something similar along those lines helps massively for them to then answer that SMS or answer the phone when that number rings, when you've already pre-framed them, okay? So one of the most important things, again, is the speed from the lead to the discovery call. If you can pick up the phone within the first 5 to 10 minutes and do this discovery call, you don't have to schedule it into your calendar or into their calendar. I guess it depends on the types of customers you're working with. But ideally, what you want to do is just verify the fact that they're a good lead. Just follow through with your usual discovery call structure. Ask them all the questions that you need. You'll know exactly what you need to do. If you don't know, I have a video on discovery calls and the structure that you should follow. So go and check that out. But ideally, from the lead coming in to your CRM, discovery call needs to happen as soon as possible. If they get the option to book the discovery call themselves, then you need to have different things like nurturing sequences and flows of automations to remind them, okay? You need to send them reminders. Ideally, what you want to do is when they're booking the calendar slot, give them the option to only book in within the next 24 hours. Next 24 to 48 hours maximum. Otherwise, they're fucking going to forget. Reminders, again, 3 to 4 reminders. And that is through SMS and then also email. Again, if they're booking in within the first 24 hours, once they book, what you need to do then is have a nurture flow where you send them a case study or results. If you haven't got these and you're just starting out with your agency, send them a Loom video, a link to a Loom video, basically just going through exactly what's going to happen with this, okay? Or maybe you want to just run through the system very quickly, max maybe 1 to 3 minutes, going over the system and just explaining things of what they can expect on this discovery call. Super simple. Again, send that over through a text message and an email. Send it over on both because you're covering them both bases. A lot of the times what I'm seeing now, especially with clients, is most people don't bother opening their emails, and the emails are deliverability issues and all sorts of different shit you're facing now. It's super difficult to get people to open their emails. Have a look at focusing on SMS more than emails, okay? So once you've taken the discovery call and you're now booked in the demo call, ideally you've booked that demo call on the discovery call, so they already know and they're aware exactly when it's happening. You're going to focus on some of the same principles that you've just done for the discovery call. If you've sent them over one case study on the discovery call, send them another whilst they're waiting for the demo call. Build up that trust, build up that credibility, set yourself as an authority so you can send that over right here where you send them one case study, you can send them another case study here. So again, let's just focus on this. Just put that case study SMS, email. This is just to build credibility, to build authority, to position you as the agency and really build up that want and need to sort of work with you. And again, we're doing reminders. Ideally, what I do is 48 hours if we have a slot outside of the 24-hour period. Ideally, you want to be, again, focusing on the 24-hour period. But if you do have a little bit of a longer one, then have a 48-hour reminder, 24-hour reminder, and an hour reminder. Those help massively. On the morning of, call them and SMS them. That is super important. Make sure that they are turning up to this demo. If your demo is first thing in the morning at 9 o'clock, do not be afraid to text somebody at 8 o'clock or text them at 7:30. Okay, maybe don't ring them at 7 o'clock because that's a little bit unprofessional. But it obviously depends massively on the industry. I'm working with builders and I'm working with home improvement companies. A lot of them are already up at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. They've already started, they're already on site, they're doing site visits, all sorts of different stuff. So they won't mind being called at 7:30, 8 o'clock, okay? Again, that depends massively on the industry. If you're working with e-com companies or whoever it is, that might be slightly different for you. But on the morning of, call them, SMS them, confirm that they're turning up to the demo. You've got your reminders in place, you've got your case study email and SMS, again, in between the discovery and the demo call. What you want to also do is potentially send them a voice note. Just send them a quick voice note saying, listen, thanks for booking in the demo call. I know we've got the demo booked in this morning. How about XYZ? Or did you have a look over the case study? Just drop me a quick line or maybe quick voice note confirming that you will be turning up to this demo call. This is going to increase your show up rates massively. So you can have every single automation, nurture, email, SMS flow, whatever you can have everything in place and people can still not turn up. And why is that? Because the prospect just wasn't high quality enough, or the prospect just wasn't sold and really didn't understand in the initial stage. If you took the discovery call and you just asked them a bunch of questions and said, does that sound like you want to find out more? They say, yeah, okay, that does sound more. Okay, cool. Let's book you in for a demo. And there's really just no build up of that excitement and the want to really find out. There's no curiosity that you're generating. So what you want to do on your discovery calls, you want to generate curiosity. Don't tell them everything on the discovery call. If you can keep it for the next stage, then obviously try and generate some curiosity because that's what's going to then get them on that demo call. The next thing I really would look at is your structure. And are you following everything that you've written out in terms of your discovery call? Are you asking the right questions? Are you probing at the pain correctly? Or are you just running through questions like it's a fucking interview and they're answering all the answers and you're agreeing and you can see that you can help them or you've qualified them, or maybe you're just fucking desperate to sign that client so you're just saying, yeah, okay, they're a good prospect. In reality, they're not. And then they're not turning up to the demo and you're thinking, why are they not turning up? Well, it's because they weren't a good prospect in first place, or they just didn't really give a fuck. They've had a conversation with you. They didn't really need or feel like you can genuinely help them, that you can genuinely resolve their pain, whatever it is. So realistically, you want to just reevaluate your structure. Are you answering the right questions? Are you asking them in the correct way? Are you focusing a little bit more about the benefits and what you can actually achieve for this company? Are you backing that up with case studies, results, reviews, being confident, and are you talking with your chest? Or are you just, again, going back to the whole thing of asking a bunch of questions and going, yeah, let's book a demo call? So you want to have a little bit of a focus on this because this is one of the most important things. And then obviously, I think lastly is the time, because that is one of the most important elements in this whole section. Going from lead to sale, if you can decrease the time, it allows you to create a better environment, and then you're able to sell better, because if you can combine these two together, and I'll make this, I don't even know what I'm doing there, but if you can combine these two together, discovery and demo call to take place on one thing where it's disc, demo, And if, let's say, you schedule a 45-minute Zoom call with them, they jump on camera, they can see you, they can genuinely put a voice to a face, they can see what you're about. You can run them through the discovery section first, exactly find out if you can help them. If you feel like you can help them, that they're a good prospect, that they're qualified, then move on to the demo. If you can't, just call it a quits there, and that's completely fine. Then you've got your demo, and then hopefully you can make that sale, and then that time frame is shortened massively. So really, just to recap on all of this information, be as quick as possible from lead to discovery call. If you've got the two-step call or two-step close or two-call close, whatever you want to call it, if you have two calls in your system, or you need to discover, find out exactly if you can help this person or this business, and then you invite them onto a demo call. Ideally, maybe take the demos the same day, maybe take the demos within the first 24 hours. I usually offer 48 hours, but I genuinely see that when somebody takes the discovery call and then they take the demo on the exact same day, there's a massive, massive difference between the show up rates for those calls and people that turn up or don't turn up in 48 hours, okay? So it's very important to try and decrease the time frame between this. It allows us as marketers to really get to people very quickly. They can make the decision there, and then if they feel like they need the service, if you've done a good enough job at selling the service, the benefits, the outcome, the whole offer as a package, etc., and you've really covered everything really well, then there's no point of doing the two call close. Again, I'm just doing two, but I am going to be experimenting with this moving forward because of the conversations that I started with people and found out a little bit more from people a lot more experienced than me, which is exactly what this is all about, right? I might be showing you all of this and saying that this is how I could do it and this is how I'm doing it. Someone might watch this video and say, listen, mate, this is complete bullshit. Just do X, Y, Z. If I read that comment and it's a valid thing and I go and implement it and find out for myself, that it works and it works incredibly well, then I'm not going to shy away from that, because it's all about learning. It's all about passing on as much knowledge as possible. And I'm not shying away from being wrong. It is what it is. So hopefully this video was a little bit of help when you're starting out. Maybe you're just booking in appointments and people aren't turning up. Again, if you're doing just cold outreach and you're not doing any of these other bits where it's paid ads and organic and all sorts of different stuff, referrals, obviously you're not going to be getting any at the start. If you're just doing cold outreach and people are booking in discovery calls but they're not turning up, then what are you doing on the cold outreach methods, whether it's email, whether it's cold calls, most likely cold calls, a lot of people do cold calls. What are you doing on that cold call to prepare somebody to really, really turn up to that discovery call? Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.